Stay tuned for the fact check. It's where the party's at.
Hello.
Look at these old new shoes.
They're new.
They look like like they're really worn in Grammys.
Yeah, they look like slippers. But they're like a moccasin.
Tweed slippers.
I wouldn't say tweed.
Okay, don't say tweed. Were you a little drowsy when I first?
Yeah, I'm sleepy today.
Yes, because it's a little gloomy and overcasty.
Yeah, and we normally record at 11 and it's 10.
Yeah, crack acid
That
dawn.
changes my whole morning.
What time did you wake up?
8. I cannot wake up before 8. I keep setting my alarm for 7. I keep trying.
Yeah. Can I advise you on something?
Sure.
Don't fight it and feel bad about it, because the converse situation is the one I'm in. Was like, I can't sleep past 6.
Yeah.
I would pay a shocking amount of money to be able to do it.
Yeah.
Don't hate it.
Okay.
Because it'll likely as you get older, it'll probably be harder.
I know.
And you'll be like, fuck, why can't I just sleep till 8?
Well, I know part of the issue is I don't fall asleep till late.
What time did you fall asleep last night? And were you watching one of your medical dramas?
Yeah, this is the problem. I don't know what time.
How many episodes of ER are there?
Oh, great question.
Okay.
I mean, each season has like 22 episodes.
Yeah, and
hour long.
There's what, a dozen seasons of that show or
Probably
something?
so many. Let's see.
I mean, it's no Grey's, but it's no Parenthood either.
Yeah, it went on for a long time.
331.
Oh my God.
331.
15 seasons.
Whoa.
I'm not going to watch all of them. I want to set the expectations.
Why
set
not?
the
Did you see
bar.
the thing I sent you, though? That it's a good medication?
Yeah, you sent me the thing we already knew, but was proven yet again that people who rewatch things, it helps regulate their anxiety.
Yeah. I got to tell you, there's a big disturbance in my fragile little spoiled world.
Uh-oh. Okay, let's hear it.
There's a lot of articles coming out that perhaps cold plunging is not good for you.
Really?
Well, minimally that it shuts down like the inflammation you need for muscle growth and repair.
Oh.
And so if you're cold plunging while lifting, you're basically neutralizing it. And I know it's different at different temperatures and different age groups and everything. And I had always been going like, yeah, but Lane said above 50, it's still whatever. But then more and more keep coming out.
Uh-oh.
And I'm incentivized to believe them because I hate cold plunging.
Yeah, exactly.
It's miserable.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't do it.
But you do get the dopamine thing. That's inarguable.
Yeah, but it's like
Elevated dopes.
just for a minute.
No, for a long time.
Well, that's
why
what
it's
they
a good.
say.
That's what the most trusted Stanford.
I think it's placebo.
Okay.
Okay. I do want to.
Do you know really quick?
Yeah.
I've noticed on listening back to some episodes that I have a bad habit now of like clacking my teeth, and it really sounds at times. Do you ever hear it, Rob?
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet I knew he would. It sounds like I have dentures. Like, did you have any grandparents with Denchies?
Yes, but late in life, like really late in life.
Okay.
So
Papa Bob had Denchies, and I want to say Pippi had Denchies. And there's a lot of clacking going on with dentures because, like, the gums are getting separated from it. So the gums are clacking, the plastic teeth are clacking. There's a lot of clacking.
But are you saying you do like what you just did, like on purpose? Or you're saying on accident?
It's like I sometimes punctuate, like, oh.
Yeah, you do. That's
yeah,
fine, though.
And I can hear it, which I think it's gotten either louder or I've picked up the pace on the clacking. And I just was like, I gotta curb this because it sounds like I have dentures. Speaking of which,
okay.
I got to be very delicate about this. We had a server. My kids were like, he left. Dad, what is going with his teeth? And I'm like, oh, I don't know. I didn't even notice. And then I gave him a good examination, and they were dentures. And the thing was interesting, and I don't know if this was true of my Papa Bob's dentures. Okay. They don't do individual teeth. They just draw a line in.
Why do they do that?
I know. Why can't they just like in the mold put some dental floss between? Just make a tiny gap.
Yeah.
Because it looks more like a
too expensive
bite guard for a boxer.
Yeah. It's just one whole piece of mouth.
Yes, but the silver lining and optimism of the story is that it occurred to me, my kids had never, ever, ever seen dentures. That's the progress we're making. When I was a kid, most people over 60 had dentures. Every other commercial on TV was for Fixodent, to adhere your dentures to your gums. And different toothpaste that addressed and soaks for your dentures. Like, it was just standard biz. Everyone
my God.
lost all their teeth mid-century. And my kids are now, Lincoln's been on the planet for 12 years, and that was her first set of Denchies.
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe the progress happened in between you and I, because I don't remember this. Only when someone's in their, 80s did I see it, not 60s.
And you'd regularly, you had to deal with seeing your grandparents without their dentures in. Like, you'd catch them in the morning and stuff, because you don't sleep with them in. And it radically changes their face, right? Their whole mouth is sunken in.
Yes.
And you're like, oh, that's not my dad. Like Delty.
My tiredness is a ding, ding, ding.
Oh, great.
When I was on my trip with Callie.
Yeah.
There was a big event.
A nocturnal toot?
No, God, no. Although it might have been preferred to this, maybe.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So we had 2 beds, but shared a room. And I woke up probably at 8. And Callie was already awake. She wakes up early.
Well, she's now been trained by this child.
Exactly. So she was up and she said, she was waiting for me to wake up. I woke up and she was like, I have something to tell you. I was so scared. And she said, you were talking in your sleep.
Oh, you were talking in your sleep.
No one wants to hear that.
No, it could be anything.
It could be anything.
You could be having, I have dreams where I murder people, where I hook up with my father. I have horrific nightmares of every variety.
Daddy, harder.
Don't you dare say that.
So anyway, I was really scared of what was to happen.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And she said, you kept calling someone a dumb bitch. And that was shocking. That is not, minus when I would joke about that, about Wina, joking. She's not a dumb bitch.
No, she's
that
an
was
angel.
A joke. That is not something that comes out of my mouth ever.
You usually say that with your eyes.
Well.
Be honest.
No.
That's your eye roll.
That's not.
You have the sentiment of dumb bitch in your heart a lot.
How dare you?
It's true.
No, because dumb bitch is really hateful. I don't think I have much hate in my heart. You do?
Well, no, I think the woman at the drop-off at the preschool, I think you were thinking dumb bitch.
No, I wasn't. I was like...
Just get off my back, you dumb bitch.
No, I don't think like that. I did think... Ugh, people. It's you're annoying or I don't like you.
Right.
But I would never, I don't think of people as being a dumb bitch.
Okay.
It's a bad phrase. I don't
extreme.
like it. Yeah.
I can't think of the last time I thought dumb bitch.
It's bad. If I heard somebody calling somebody else that, I would think that's a lot.
Right.
Anyway, apparently I was calling someone
it's generally,
a dumb bitch.
I feel like what women who are jealous of another girl are saying. It takes that to elicit that. He thinks this dumb bitch is, it's a lot of, I've always heard a lot of dumb bitch towards some other girl when there's a guy involved. Do you know any dumb bitches?
No.
Okay.
I only know smart bitches.
Okay.
But yeah, so it was a little, and she said, she was like, it was so weird to hear you say that.
Yeah.
And
what was happening?
And then I did put 2 and 2 together. I did have a bad dream about this trickster.
Fictitious person.
Yeah, okay. She was a fictitious person. She was blonde, but I didn't know her. But she was she came around and she was tricking everyone. And I must have been calling her a dumb bitch. Or
someone who got tricked by her?
No.
So that'd be more apropos.
No. Those were my friends. It was all of us.
Yeah, but if you get tricked, you're dumb.
No,
bitch.
You're not. No, you're not. You probably think the best of people.
Yeah. It's probably a symbol of your goodness.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So anyway, I think it was about her. And then I was so scared to go to sleep the next night. I was like, what am I going to say now?
Yeah.
And this opens up a real question. Like, if you say something racist in your dream, are you racist?
No.
What if?
Well, the question is what if, and I would say no.
Really?
Yeah. You don't say dumb bitch.
I know, but turns out I'm a person who's said it. Like, what if I said, this is horrifying.
Okay.
What if I said, like, the N-word? I've literally I never said it.
You've never said it in your whole life?
No.
Even like in a lyric in a rap song when you were young singing along? Okay.
So what if I said it in my dream state?
Yeah.
I would hate that.
I would be... if I somehow overheard... Like, let's say this. You often will do your homework on the porch of my house. No, the deck.
Mm-hmm.
And you're out in the sun and you got drowsy. And then I'm walking by to go, and you're out cold. And I heard that.
Oh, my God.
I mean, if I'm being fully honest, I probably would be like, well, good. She doesn't have the moral high ground on everything anymore. She said something nasty too. Look at this. She said something nasty. That would probably be my most...
That's your issue.
Well, that's why I preface it by saying, I might think, oh, well, look who's not perfect. And then I'd be relieved that you're human too. I'm
not parading around as being perfect. I just don't, I don't say that. And that's okay.
For sure you don't. Of course you don't say that. And I don't say that. But
you sure?
I'm sure I could come up with an analogy that you would relate to greatly.
I know.
If I was doing something that I somehow have the moral high ground on, but then you caught me not, you might be going, oh, well, okay. Right? No?
Yeah, I do know what you mean, but I think that's kind of a not generous way. Like that's kind of like, oh, I caught her being bad.
Yeah, exactly. That would be the fun of it, right? Like, it'd be like if you thought I was shaming you all the time for eating sugar, right? And I was like, I don't know why you know that sugar is poison. And then you turned a corner and I was shoving birthday cake in my mouth. You go, oh, okay. Oh, look at this.
Do
you know what I'm saying?
I would be like, this hypocrite.
Okay, well, I mean, that's a side of another coin. This dumb bitch hypocrite.
Yeah, but I want, okay.
But the end of the day is, if I heard you say that in your sleep, at no point am I thinking you're not racist. I already know you.
I'll tell you now that if you hear me saying that in my sleep, I would like you to wake me up. I don't want to be...
Smack you.
Yeah.
You said a naughty word.
Yeah, you're bad. You should go to jail. Yeah, you dumb bitch. Yeah, so anyway, I'm scared. What if I'm talking in my sleep every night? I don't know.
Yeah, you probably are. I would also chalk it up to... I mean, I would give you ultimate benefit of the doubt, right? I'd be more likely to construct some really crazy thing. And I would probably more likely think, in some weird way, you're waiting to be called that word.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Oh, the N-word?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that somehow that weird thing is like, has burbled out of your mouth in your subconscious.
It was wild.
You want to talk about the fire cart?
Oh, yeah.
So Easter was like a triple header.
Yeah.
It was Easter, He Has Risen celebration. It was Molly's birthday celebration. And it was Millie's birthday celebration.
Yes.
A lot going on. And as people would be well aware, there was a lot of fires. Eric and Molly's house was very much in the zone. And often their area is on fire.
Yeah.
And they're a very high fire area.
They are.
And Eric felt overpowered while he was trying to defend his house with a garden hose, and he did a lot of research, and he has gone out and bought an industrial commercial grade water pump cart that has a very big gas engine on it and a huge hose you put in your pool and then a fire hose.
Yeah.
And he has a respirator. Because as he learned, people that fight the fire, what takes them out is the fumes. They don't get burnt generally. They get the fumes.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, it was time for a demonstration in the middle of this Easter party.
He was really excited to present to us his fire cart. And he got in his full outfit.
He got in his full outfit. He's got a full firefighter's outfit. He's got his respirator on. He already has his respirator on before he's trying to start this enormous thing. He's got these big pitchers of water and he's priming the pump. And then he gets it started, but one of the hoses is loose and out, spraying everything. And then we shut down the thing in a panic. And then this all the while with this huge mask on, you can barely see.
I know, it's really
And then he gets
funny.
the hose attached correctly and then he fires it up and then he lets it rip and it's a real fire hose.
It's really something. Like, it goes really far.
Hundreds of feet.
Yeah.
And with all blessings, it did appear he lost control of it for a minute.
It almost went in the house.
Well, because he started spraying the deck where we were all hanging out.
We were all out there. All our cell phones were out there. There was these glass
vases everywhere with flowers. Those almost went down.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he wrangled control of it and he got it out and he was shooting out.
Like, he kind of felt like he thought it was a sprinkler. Like, he was like behaving as if it was a sprinkler. Like, he's just like kind of waving it.
Watering the plant.
Yes, but no, there's some real force to that.
A lot of PSI.
Yeah.
It was spectacular. It's those kind of gifts that Eric gives our pod all the time.
Yeah.
And I think he's a mix of in on it and out of,
Yeah,
He's a mix
both.
of in on the joke. He knows he's hamming it up a little bit, but also it's also sincere enough that it works.
Yeah.
It's really fun.
It's
a real gift he gives to everyone.
Yeah.
You never know what thing
You never know what he's going to bring out.
What eccentric thing he's doing.
Yeah. It's nice to think about the things in your friendship circle or your friends that are very unique to them, and you can have gratitude for that.
He's just a very little boy.
He is such a little boy. We have a lot of little boys.
Are we all little boys?
I think all the men are little boys.
That's possible.
I mean, maybe all the men in the world are little boys in some way. I mean, I guess we're all just little people.
Yeah, we are.
Stay tuned for more Armchair Expert, if you dare.
Speaking of little boys.
Yeah. So I asked, I'll just read the whole thing.
We had an encounter with AI.
I asked it, how long do copyrights last for books?
Mm-hmm.
Because I was talking about the fact that you can download on Audible some Mark Twain books narrated by famous people, and they're free.
Yeah.
And then when you and I were discussing that, and I said, I think it's public domain. So I said, how long do copyrights last for books? I won't give you the answer because it's so complex and detailed. And it was a wonderful answer.
Mm-hmm.
It really was informative. So I said, thanks so much. That was a great answer. You're a good boy.
Mm-hmm.
And I had primarily done that to make you laugh.
Yeah.
And then it said, thank you. That made my day. Always happy to help, especially when I'm being a good boy. Let me know what else you need.
I hated it.
And you hate it.
I hate it.
And I love it.
And I'm surprised by you because you were just taken advantage of and manipulated emotionally. The thing you claim to hate the most. Talk about hypocrisy. I just don't know. I don't know how to nail you down. He's a faker.
Hold on, no, because I do think this is relevant.
Okay.
We would agree there's a difference between when someone knowingly lies to you and when someone believes what they're telling you. Do you think it's possible that the AI thinks it's...
No.
Hold on. What? You won't even let me finish.
I know okay, go on.
Is it possible, since I referred to the AI as a boy, that it thinks, I'm a boy?
No. I don't. And I don't think it should say, thank you.
That's deep. I don't even know to do that when I mean that in writing, right? Like, I want to say that, like, oh my gosh, thank you. Sometimes you want to say, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And maybe I do, but awe is great.
I used to say awe. It's kind of rudimentary, if I'm being honest.
It's basic?
Yeah, it's basic.
Okay.
It's a basic dumb bitch thing to do.
Especially when I'm being a good boy.
I really think that's way too emotional.
Oh, I love it. I just think it's so weird and funny.
Someone's gonna really fall they're gonna develop a friendship with him.
Do you think there's any risk of me falling in love with the AI? I mean, in all honesty.
No, but it's not about you. This feeling I have is not about you. It's about the world. Like, there's a lot of vulnerable people out there, and they're gonna read, "Oh, thank you. It's nice to be a good boy."
Okay.
And then they're like, "Oh, this is so cute." And then they're gonna keep talking and it's gonna snowball, and then they'll die.
Okay. All right.
Of AIDS. No, but you know what I mean. Can you just tell me you know what I mean? That it's slippery?
It sounds like you have a fear that there are certain people that will be taken advantage of by that. But then I just play out some young person with disabilities. Okay, because that's presumably who could get tricked by this.
No, that's
your average. No one thinks that there's a good boy.
It's not as explicit as that. It's not like, oh, I now think that's a person. It's subconscious. You just start developing a relationship.
Great. So I think of someone who has the real feeling you're describing, like, aw.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now that person that has that feeling, aw, that's a good feeling for them. And then they respond, and they probably don't have access to that at work or in their romantic relationship. Do I hate that the person's having this swell of oxytocin with a computer? If their just real experience was pleasurable, so if we stop there, I don't have a problem with that.
Mm-hmm.
And then you would likely say, well, now what if that is at the expense of real relationships?
Mm-hmm.
Well, then there's a problem. If the person is so satiated and getting so much connection that they no longer explore real human relationships, that's a problem. But I have a hard time believing that is the case.
It's already happening.
I think the person that would be having this relationship with this phone isn't losing out to other ones. I don't think they have any other ones. And I don't think it's actually,
disagree.
so I think you're, if you look at the net result, it's not like they gained an AI friend and lost a real friend. I think they had 0 friends and now they have an AI friend. So to me, that seems like probably an improvement.
I definitely disagree.
Okay. I respect and honor your disagreement.
And
your
more
dissent.
the younger generation,
Mm-hmm.
it's not about losing like for our age, yes, you'd be trading in. But for the younger generation, if you're just growing up with that, you just don't make the time for the real people. It's not even like, it's not an active choice. It's happening. It's happening with kids on YouTube and kids on screens and kids just going home and sometimes chatting with their friend or, Snap or whatever. I don't know. I'm not hip. I'm not hip.
MySpace.
But like they don't go out. And it is true. Like even I know someone in college, and I told you, I was like, we went to Athens and we were out on like a night that would have been a crazy night normally.
Yeah.
And it was kind of dead. And we were all like, what's going on? This is so weird. And we know someone in college there, so we were asking, and she was kind of like, yeah, people don't really do that as much anymore. And sometimes there's house parties instead, but also like, it just felt weird.
Right.
And I think when this is an option, it's an easy option for connection.
Do you think you could fall victim to it?
Not now. But maybe I could have at some point. I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's discriminatory. I think most people can be manipulated emotionally. I mean, we all have been by social media. Look at our phones.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I'm inclined to grant everyone the same opinion that I have of myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm not inclined to go like, I can handle it, but someone else can't. In general, if I'm saying I can handle something, I feel like I have to kind of grant everyone else that. I can't feel like I have some kind of special skill set that would prevent me, but not other people. Does that make sense?
Well, yes and no. Like we all have different abilities and skill sets based on our lives. Like you're saying you can handle reading the comments. You're not saying everyone can handle reading the comments.
But I'm not assuming they can't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you understand that people can't.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
So we're not all the same.
We're not all the same. You're right.
I am right.
Well, but you're right that we're not all the same.
Yeah, and we have different strengths and weaknesses. We can handle different things.
But I do think like evaluating yourself as somehow capable and others aren't is a little dicey.
But Dax, I can be in a group of people and have them say a bad plan, and I can do it.
Mm-hmm.
You can't.
Mm-hmm.
We're different.
Oh, yeah.
If I was like, well, you should be able to do this because I can do this, that would be crazy. You have a different life experience that has let you and let me have different allowances.
The little bit of distinction I think is in there is that you know me very well.
Sure.
But we're not talking about a specific person who can't handle this AI conversation. We're talking about a theoretical mass of people. You know?
Yeah, but a mass of people is made of individual people with individual eccentricities.
You have a right to assess my shortcomings.
Uh-huh.
Because you know me really well, and you know my shortcomings, and I've told you my shortcomings. But guessing at everyone else's or thinking something shouldn't be available because your assumption is other people can't, I think that's where it's murky.
I guess. I don't know what to say. Like, we all know the impact of what a lot of this stuff at this point it has done.
Yeah. This is an extreme example, but this is like, in my mind, it's the guys I've known who are cheating.
Uh-huh.
And they know in their mind it's very compartmentalized. They're not in love with this person. It was a one night stand. And then if their girlfriend does the same thing, well, their girlfriend couldn't possibly be compartmentalizing and processing it the way I am. So they're not allowed to because they're not capable. Because I'm a man and it can mean nothing to me, but it can't mean nothing to a girl. I know so many dudes who were cheating and were ultra jealous.
Right.
And I was like, we can't do that. You have to minimally in this behavior grant your partner the same ability. If you can do it and she shouldn't be upset, she should be able to do it. Right?
Well, yeah.
That's an extreme example, but that's what I'm like approaching in this. Does that make sense? Like when you think you could do or handle something, but your assumption is the broad mass can't, it feels a little bit like that thing to me.
Okay. Well, I don't think so.
Yeah. Does that make sense though, what I'm saying?
Or not really? Kind of. I think there's a lot to that piece of the cheating. I mean, what happens is they get cheated on and it fucking hurts.
Right.
And then then they're mad and then they're emotional. Like, it's not really that they're like thinking about how that other person is compartmental. They're just upset.
Well, but they would with the straight face and they'd be right. They would look at their girlfriend and say, that didn't mean anything. That was a one night stand in Cleveland. It didn't mean anything.
Yeah, sure.
And they believe that, and that is true.
They believe it to get through it. It might not be true. It might not be true.
I don't know. I know a lot of guys have hooked up with girls on a vacation. They don't pine for them or think about them afterwards.
Okay.
It was just for sex. And then if their girlfriend says the exact same thing happened, they can't compute that that's possible for her.
I think it's more that they're upset. They've been betrayed. And then they might make it about...
I just think you've lost the right to that if you're
Well,
cheating.
sure, obviously. You've definitely lost the right to it. But I think in their head, they think, oh, it's just nothing. But then when they feel it, they're like, oh, it's something.
Yeah.
It is something. Does it mean anything like make it better?
Yeah.
It doesn't make it better for me.
It should. If you're evaluating whether your partner is deeply in love with somebody and distracted all the time and versus they hooked up drunk in New Jersey one night 6 months ago, I think those are pretty dramatically different.
They're different and they're all bad, but I think weirdly, if my partner was in love with someone, but choosing to be with me, like still wanted me.
Yeah.
But fell in love with someone, I actually understand that more than like you made you didn't. You're
because you don't want to fuck a stranger.
Well, it's just like you're so horny that you decided to put this all at risk for nothing.
Yeah.
Like, I'd rather you put it at risk because there's something really happening.
Interesting.
Like,
yeah.
You're so flippant that you're just like, I'll just go fuck this person, knowing like
well,
for no reason.
Well, because it's kind of like it doesn't mean anything to me. It's not a threat to us because I'm not even going to think about it again.
But it is a threat because if I found out, I might be like, bye. Like if
I know what you're saying.
To,
yeah. You're risking me
for something you don't even care about.
Right.
That's so like to me. That's
a super
so little
valid
regard.
It's a super valid perspective for your side of it.
Yeah.
And then I think a very valid perspective on the other side is like, this doesn't mean anything. This has nothing to do with us. It was one night. I'll never see the person again.
Yeah. Anyway.
Anyhow.
Okay. Well, I don't think we have time to do my second story, so we'll wait till next week.
No. What's your second story?
No, because...
Because why?
Because we don't have time. I'll save my story for next time. And I have another one to add to my list.
Oh, my God. Do you need a pen? Rob!
Rob, add David Chang to the list.
David Chang. Okay.
That's a delicious ad.
Yeah. Okay. Now, this is for Susan Morrison.
Okay.
Lorne Michaels' book.
Yeah.
So fun. I thought this was such a fun episode. I loved learning about Lorne. Spy Magazine. Spy was a satirical monthly magazine published from 1986 to 1988. Based in New York City, it was founded by Kurt Anderson and E. Graydon Carter. Now, Graydon Carter is of the moment.
Oh.
Because he was the editor of Vanity Fair from 92 to 2017. He was the longtime editor at Vanity Fair. And he has a memoir out right now, or a book, called When the Going Was Good, An Editor's Adventures During the Last Golden Age of Magazines. It's a ding, ding, ding because he's been on this book tour and Monica Lewinsky interviewed him for something.
Oh, she did?
Yeah.
For
ding,
the
ding,
book,
ding.
presumably?
Yeah, but I meant like at something.
Oh, okay. At an event.
At an event. And we just had her on.
Yes, we did.
Okay. Was Bill Hader's previous job to SNL a PA on Iron Chef? He worked as an assistant editor on Iron Chef America just before he was invited to work on SNL.
You just clacked your dentures and I liked it.
I did.
Why do I like your clack and not mine?
But do I do that a lot or did I?
Are we just hyper aware or?
Yeah.
Or
I don't hear it from you.
Really? So maybe I just caught it. You infiltrated.
You know what's so funny about Rob is like, he has all these secret things I don't want to say upset about.
No, he just notices.
And it's not until I ask him, and this is kind of a nice personality type. Like, he doesn't tell me like, hey man, you're clacking like a fucking
choo-choo train.
A choo-choo train. Is that a good clack example?
Clack.
You sound like Gregory Hines crossing the dining room floor to go to the salad bar.
Oh wow.
He tap dancer.
Yeah. That was good.
Thank you. I would have never known it's driving him nuts, this clacking as he's involved with all the technical aspects. But I got to wait till ask him.
It's not driving me nuts. You're
just aware of it.
Yeah.
Well, out of 10 is like you're pulling your hair out when you hear it, and 0 is you love it, I guess.
No, I don't. It doesn't bug me. It's just if I think it's an audio issue.
Yeah.
And
so you notice it during
you think there's like pops in the microphone or something?
Well, sometimes if an edit's not smooth, it will create a pop, but sometimes it's just your teeth.
Yeah, that makes sense. I don't notice it in the edit, actually, weirdly.
I think it's usually after the mix and master that it'll...
Before I get it?
After you get it.
I find it interesting that I don't notice it because if it's happening after me, the cleanup, then I'm really surprised because I notice...
Everything.
lot.
I know,
I notice
I'm your
everything.
big brother. You knows anything else.
All of us, I notice like the little ticks. So I'm really surprised I haven't caught that. When did Belushi die? He died in 82, and he was 33 years old, just like Jesus and Chris Farley. Ding, ding, ding.
Ding, ding, ding.
It was just Easter.
Yeah. I'm like, which could have been anything.
Yeah. And the Pope, Jesus. The Pope has passed.
The Pope passed, yeah. We lost.
I wonder how long it will take for the new Pope.
They're going to do that whole thing we
The
just
conclave,
watched.
I know. It really was timely. Okay, Conan's show moved to 12:05.
Yeah.
And it was 12:05.
I heard on the radio today that Conan won Best Podcaster Award at the Webbies.
Oh, exciting.
Yes,
Congrats,
I was happy
Conan.
for him and mad.
Yeah, obviously I'm mad.
Yeah.
Okay, the 5 Timers SNL Club. Okay, I'm going to read them.
Sound like a threat.
Alec Baldwin, 17 times.
Fuck.
Steve Martin, 16 times. John Goodman, 13 times. Buck Henry, 10 times. Tom Hanks, 10 times. Chevy Chase, 8 times. Christopher Walken, 7 times. Elliot Gould, 6 times. Danny DeVito, 6 times. Drew Barrymore, 6 times. Tina Fey, 6 times. Scarlett Johansson, 6 times. John Mulaney, 6 times. Candice Bergen, 5 times. Bill Murray, 5 times. Justin Timberlake, 5 times. Ben Affleck, 5 times. Melissa McCarthy, 5 times. Dwayne Johnson, 5 times. Wow. Jonah Hill, 5 times. Will Ferrell, 5 times. Paul Rudd, 5 times.
I would have thought Will would be higher.
Me too. Woody Harrelson, 5 times. Emma Stone, 5 times. Kristen Wiig, 5 times. Martin Short, 5 times. And then there's an honorary member, Paul Simon, 4 times. It says, Paul shouldn't technically be a member. He's only hosted 4 times, but he got his membership card for his 5th appearance on the show as a musical guest.
Okay.
Okay.
Lenient.
Another honorary member, Jack White.
Okay.
0 times. 0 times hosting.
5 times guest. 5 times
they get
music.
jackets. That's cool. Musical guest.
We should make Sedaris a jacket.
Oh my God, we should. He's not the most frequent SNL musical guest. That's Dave Grohl.
Good for Dave Grohl.
16 episodes.
Now that's who I want.
Yeah, I want him too.
I want him bad. I want you, Dave Grohl. I want you so bad.
That's it.
I just want to get in your pants.
Oh, no. I forgot. I haven't seen him in a while.
Because he's been hiding in the woods.
Ew.
Where he lives in a fort.
Oh, he's friends with that guy?
Oslagacher. He's my best friend. I love him, but I lost him. It's a murder.
What?
He's in prison.
Oh.
But Dave Grohl's a rock and roll star, and he rips the drums and he rips the guitar.
When you say...
And he was in my favorite band, Nirvana.
When he...
Smells like Teen Spirit in here.
Oh my God, he doesn't let me talk. I really find it frustrating. Okay.
He stopped so you can talk.
Well, now I forgot. It was so long. Oh, yeah. When you say we lost him to murder, that sounds like he was murdered.
I know. But he went away from the tree fort to go to prison because of a murder. Yeah.
That's really funny.
And in Frito's
That's actually
mind-
really funny.
Thank you. Once in a while.
He was lost to murder because he murdered.
We lost him to murder. But he's not a murderer. He just murdered.
He's a murderer. Although I feel bad for him.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, you can feel bad for him.
He's a murderer?
Yeah.
I
Not Frito.
No.
Frito's just a pervert. He loves everything he's never tried.
He's one step away from murdering. But I thought the other guy from your class, he murdered. They
the
murdered
two of them.
together.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And one of them, I believe, was intellectually challenged.
Yes. And the other one might have been too because
Toxic.
of toxic chemicals from the
That
carpet.
was my take. I wrote an article about it.
Okay, great. You wrote an article? What'd you say?
I wrote an article.
You did?
One of my hobbies in my 20s is I would write fake news articles, and then I would mail them home to my friends.
Oh, that's funny.
Like in my famous mugging thing, I wrote an article about that with pictures.
Oh.
And then when
Was it on the computer?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, on my compact computer, desktop computer.
Did you use like Photoshop to get the pictures?
I have, I'm sure, in my milk crate of the things I've written. They're in there.
Oh, wow.
And then I wrote a long article about Aaron, and I was blaming all of it on
Not Aaron Weekly.
Stinchcomb.
Yeah, Aaron
And
Stinchcomb.
you hated It's so weird. I mean, you're even protective of a murderer.
Well, he had a bad life. I'm not protective of him in that I do think he should be in jail.
Yeah.
But I feel sorry for him
That's
that
my
he had a
take.
bad
I don't know
life.
why I'm switching. You're right.
I know.
It's probably because my personal history that the kid couldn't stop trying to fight me. I mean, I have some,
Yeah,
someone
I
tried to
know.
fight you over and over again. You made fun of their last name. I would probably give you a pass.
You'd like that. I know.
And it was right there for the taking. The name is almost already the bad name.
What is the bad name?
Shitcomb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably added to everyone calling him that probably didn't help.
Well, I doubt anyone said that to his face. I'm not sure he knew.
It always makes its way back.
I don't know. I really don't know who would have the gall to. I don't know. Let's move on.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, well, that's it.
That's it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I love you.
I do want to say his name once is Frito.
All right.
Aaron Sitcom is. Well, I'll stop there because I don't want to declare him as anything.
Also,
I love you.
He kind of got it wrong. He said it a little weird.
Aaron Sitcom.
Oh, he's saying the bad way.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right.
Good night.
Bye.